Alrighty, today we are heading to the Ruthless Boys mining company to meet up with a friend of mine, Wes. But on the way here, I don't know if you can see him, right there. Let me turn the camera around so you can get a better view.
Oh my God.
People flying through here, going way too fast, and almost just learned a valuable lesson.
Almost got hurt.
This is so cool.
Slow down.
Alrighty, we have made it to our camping location. And that's not it up there. That's private property up there. But down over here, we're allowed to park and camp. This area, nice little river. And right over here is a nice little sign. That is a full-blown, privately owned gold mine. You can see the front end loader dumping its material into, I think that's the shaker. Pretty cool. But the sign here, this is part of the Rim Rocker Trail. If you have a Jeep or 4x4, there's a lot of roads you can take here. And some of them go up on top of those, I guess you can call them mesas or plateaus. They go way up there on top of those. $160 miles. So yeah, you can go dirt bike, quad, side by side, or Jeep. I guess Jeep trucks. And here's a picture of the map itself. From Utah all the way to the city of Montrose. We are down here somewhere. So yeah, let's go see the campsite. Now, where we are camping at is actually a federal mine claim owned by a friend of mine, and one of his signs is posted there. I'm not going to get a close-up of it because it has his personal identification information on it, but this is part of it, and we are down around this corner. And this is where we are parked at, surrounded by these mountains. You can kind of see the top of the RVs up there, Chris and Greg and whoever else is up there. But this is where we are. We got the solar panels out, Starlink, got our little tent out. This is some of my gold painting stuff I brought. But right through here, here is the river. Right now it is very, very low, but we have really good water movement. I wish I could just pull the RV right up here. That'd be nice. This is neat. How, as you can tell, there's no filters on or nothing. This is the sun because of the fires. It's a weird color. I don't think I can focus on just the sun. That's weird. Alright, this is a few minutes later. That is weird. Now this is one of the digging pits here. Show you where I'm at. I am right down here right now. And what I'm doing is I'm just scraping the walls here, putting them into a bucket, classifying it down to a 1/4 inch, then down to an 1/8 inch. Then I transfer that into a smaller bucket you'd see inside there. Then I'll carry it all the way over there to the stream. So, give me a few minutes. So I'm using the 1/4 inch to break it down smaller. Now, according to a couple of people that I've seen out here so far, they said literally just dig anywhere. So, here we go. I call this my spoon. This makes it so easy to break this stuff apart. Then I use the scoop, scoop it up, dump it in. Once it gets piled up like this, just simple and all you have is big rocks. Just chunk those. Then wash, rinse, repeat. A little mini sledgehammer comes in very handy too here. And for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to, and for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to do half a bucket so I can get down to the river and basically do my sampling of this. So now that I got this is down to 1/4 inch or minus 1/4, now I'm going to use my 1/8 inch. And then I'm just going to classify it down. Alrighty, got it down to minus 1/8 of an inch. Now I'm going to put it in my little bucket so I can transport it down to the river. This bucket's so much easier to carry and maintain and maneuver. While looking for a nicer spot, put my sluice, I came across this bear print. Give you a size idea. Pretty good sized bear. Alrighty, we're going to try our new spot here. That seems to be doing a little better. We're just going to feed this the whole bucket, and then we're going to need to clean it out and see if we got any gold. Hopefully the riffles are doing their jobs. Now I can see a piece of gold, but thankfully I brought my little snuffer bottle. And let's see if we can grab it before it takes off. And I think we got it. And there's another piece, which we'll just go right across that whole line there just in case. Now this is all placer gold. So this isn't like the big chunk gold, stuff like that. But anybody that does gold panning knows that it's not about how much you make or how much you find. It's about getting out here. Having fun while you're doing it. Alrighty. And that is the end of this bucket. So now we're just going to let this flow through. Not sure if you can see it, but the matting is starting to get clear because the lighter material is blowing down and all the heavier material is being left behind. Alrighty. Now we get the fun part of emptying this thing out. All I do, I just use my small bucket. I hook the end of the sluice, then stand it up, and hopefully, if we do have any gold, it goes into the bucket. So we hook the end and lift her up. Now with the sluice fox, they have these removable riffles that has their version of miner's moss underneath. So I just let it drop right down there into the bucket. And once we got all those into the bucket, now we just got to rinse the sluice out. Which normally I would have a second bucket, but got my scoop. All right, now we just got to get this back to some dry area. Okay, so this, once we drain the water off, this is going to be our concentrates. We got to make sure we rinse out these miner's moss really good because gold can get trapped in there. These riffles, they just rinse right off. That's really nice. Alrighty, I will just drain off this excess water after we get this last riffle out. And there we have it. There's our concentrates. Now we're going to clean this up even more, make some super concentrates, and hopefully see if we have any gold. Now the fun part. These would be like the super concentrated, except for I do have the larger pebbles in here because I didn't bring a 20 mesh sifter. But I'm dumping it into this one because I'm going to run this one by hand down at the river. But theoretically, if there is any gold, it should be in this pan. I do see black sands in here, so that's a good sign. So let's see what we have here. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's little pieces of gold all through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to separate this as much as I can, suck this out with the sucker bottle, and put it through the blue bowl. Alrighty. Now, I've got the blue bowl set up. I put a little bit of the jet dry in here. That's just to break the surface tension so that anything floating will go sinking. So we're going to get our little snuffer bottle here. And we're going to dump this in here and turn it on. Make sure we get everything out of the bottle, because you never know. And we're going to turn it on slowly at first. Then we're just going to build up the flow. Now it does have a little flow valve on it, but I installed a potentiometer so I can adjust the speed of it. Now right now the lightest material in here is getting pulled up and going right over the top, while all the heavies are staying in the bottom. And I can already see a couple little pieces of gold down there. I'm not too worried about anything, like any gold falling down here, because the basin that I put under here, the little bucket, is going to catch it, and then I'm going to go through that with my pan just to be on the safe side. You can see how the black sands are making little fingers in here. So we're going to speed this up a little bit more. And I'm just going to let this spin for a while. I've got the level about a ½ inch below the lip here. So I'm just going to let it spin for a while, and we'll come back to it and see what it looks like. All right, it's been a few minutes. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but over here off to the left, there's little pieces of gold already. Then over to the right is the black sand, which I should be able to, I do believe it's magnetite. If it is, I'll be able to pull it out with a magnet, make it a little bit easier. But so far so good. Alrighty, so now most of the lightest stuff is out. So we're going to stop this so we can get an idea if we got gold, which we already know we got some, but let's just see how much. doesn't seem to show up too good on the camera, but you can see some gold in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that gold and everything else that's in there into my little pan here and pull it out and see what we got. I'm hoping you can see it, but we got some gold here. See if I can get out of the shade for you. So I'm going to put this in a vial and see what we got. All right, got everything cleaned out, whole 9 yards, got it into one of my little vials, and there we go. Oop. Try to clean it off some. Now there is water in here that's going to make it look a little bigger, but there you go, gold. So there's only one thing left to do. Go get more.